Hi guys, so I have another word for you guys. Remember the video I just posted right now, rest in peace to the pharaohs in your life and their army, right? This video does tie to that as well. This is an additional details video, but I also want to give you a reference as well, another reference that God gave me. So I want to just tell you guys something. So yesterday night when I was sleeping, God showed me something very specific. Okay, very specific. He showed me 09, confirming the month 9, which is what? September. Okay. And then he showed me the word in my vision, purpose. And this word started highlighting, like it was like glowing, purpose. So he did that on purpose, made sure it started glowing, light, like the light was shining bright out of it. He made sure he did that on purpose to let me know that the month of September and the knot, which is the 9, and the purpose, the glowing, means that that's the month that many of you guys are walking into your purpose, or you are now fully in your purpose. Okay, so things are about to change in this month. Okay, and it makes sense because I put out a video yesterday that said restoration in September, and many people that didn't receive their restoration or, you know, their breakthrough because they're delayed. I said many of you guys are going to receive your breakthrough in fall. And then for those who weren't delayed, fall is your season. And for those who are not, you know, who hasn't received their breakthrough yet, you know, remember something, that everyone's season is not the same. Everyone's season is not the same. Everyone will receive their breakthroughs at different timings. Okay, we're not all the same. Not, you know, 15,000 people are not going to all receive their breakthrough at the same time. There may be some that received it in July, and some that's going to receive it in September, some that's going to receive it in November. But regardless, each time that God talks about a purpose being fulfilled, whenever God talks about someone heading into their breakthrough, there's specific instructions for each group. Okay, so for the group of people that resonate with the Exodus message I just posted, God showed me 09 confirming September. He highlighted purpose. Okay, and yesterday I said restoration. Okay, not only did he show me that, but he also showed me a rainbow. Okay, so confirming what? Promise. And this morning he led me to Exodus, and remember something, everything that the Israelites had to go through relating to fighting Pharaoh, the agony, the pain, and you know, Moses parting the sea and taking the Israelites to the promised land. That was a promise that God has promised the Israelites, right? And God has promised you guys many things as well, and he is letting you know that the promise is going to happen. Okay, I want to read some scripture to you. This is Exodus 13, verse 17 to 18. When Pharaoh let the people go, God did not lead them on the road to the Philistine country, though it was shorter. For God said, if they faced war, they might change their minds and return to Egypt. So God led the people around by the desert road toward the Red Sea. Okay, the Israelites went up out of Egypt ready for battle. There was a shortcut that they could have taken. But God already knew that if they would have taken that shortcut and they faced war, they would have went back. They would have went back. They would have gave up. They would have gave in, and they would have went backwards in life. Do you see what I'm saying? They would have went back to Egypt, right? So God ended up giving them instructions to go the other route, even though it was longer, because that was going to work according to his plan for Moses to be able to part the sea, for the Israelites to actually go through. So God ended up leading them the long way for them to actually go through that in order for Moses to part the sea. Had they took the shortcut, there would have been a different outcome. So God already knew that. See, when God led me to this scripture, he gave me an analogy. He used it as an analogy, as a reference for many of you guys, how things may have taken longer than you expected when it came to God's promises for your life, when it came to the freedom, when it came to the witchcraft, when it came to the warfare, when it came to the agony that you had to go through. It felt like a long time of suffering, right? But had God let you take the shortcut, had God made it very easy for you, right, you probably would have went backwards in life. Do you get what I'm saying? Because everything that you had to go through is what prepared you for your calling, for your purpose. It's what prepared you for the outcome. Everything you had to go through was what ended up helping determine the fate of your enemies. Do you see what I'm saying? It helps determine the fate of your purpose and outcome as well. So you had to go the long route. So you had the amount of time that you had to go through all this, that you had to endure all this, it happened for a reason. God mapped it out that way. You see what I'm saying? God mapped it out that way, because you would have went backwards, because it would have been easier to go backwards had you knew what you were facing. This is why many of us, when God, you know, when we started going through warfare and we started seeing in the spiritual realm, and we started getting attacked and everything like that, you notice how we started getting instructions from God here and there. But you notice how God didn't give us the full instructions until we got to a certain level. Because had he told us what we were up against, we would have went backwards in life. We would have said, "Oh no, I ain't doing this, God. I'm not doing this, God." We would have went backwards in life, because we would have realized, "Oh my gosh, this battle is too hard, God. I do not want to do that, because if I start going in that direction you're telling me to go in, I'm gonna get attacked. I'm gonna have to fight," you know. So it would have looked really, really hard, and you would have looked at all the battles that are up against you, and you would have said, "No, God, I ain't doing it." That's why God ended up giving us instructions along the way. Just like when he was giving Moses instructions along the way. He gave Moses instructions before, but he ended up giving him different instructions along the way, because had he let them know what they were up against, they probably would have went back to Egypt. Okay, so many of you guys, you're going to find out what your purpose is in September. And if you already know what your purpose is, you're going to be operating through your purpose in September. And he's already prepping many of us to go into our purpose this month. This is why many of us have been, you know, getting rid of things, like I said in the other videos, changing things, moving, whatever is going on in your life right now that God is telling you to prepare for, whatever it is, he is prepping you for September. You guys are going to be operating through purpose. Okay. Now, the reason why I said I want to bring another reference in was because God reminded me of Noah. Remember how God gave Noah a purpose? He gave Noah a plan, and the plan was for him to build the ark, was for him to bring as much of what God told him to bring onto the ark, and was for him to stay in the ark until the storm was over, right? That was his specific instructions for when it's time for him to come out the ark. Okay, so many of you guys, that's the same thing that's happening. God has given you specific instructions, and he told you to comply to these instructions. And because you're compliant to these instructions, it's literally time for you guys to come out of your ark. And this is going to be September, okay? And you are breaking free. He mentioned something about breaking free. And not only are you breaking free from limitations, restrictions, oppression, stagnation, right? But you are breaking free from limitations in your bloodline. When Noah came out the ark, and Noah sent the dove and sent the raven, and the raven didn't come back, but the dove came back, right? And when the dove came back, that was when he found land. So Noah had to literally stay in that ark until it was time for him to leave. Imagine being stuck in the ark and not being able to leave until you find land. That's how many of you guys felt. It felt like you were stuck in the same place until God spoke. Until God said, okay, now it's time for you to move. And you had to wait and comply to specific instructions that God gave you before you were able to fully move in your life, before you're able to fully operate through your purpose. Now it's time for you guys to break free, to operate in your purpose. Okay, so I want to tell you guys, congratulations to those who are walking into their purpose in September. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be beautiful, okay? When Noah left the ark, it was a fresh start for him. It was a fresh start at life for him, because many of you guys, the limitation, the stagnation, the oppression, all of this stuff is falling off of you. You're no longer going to be suffering the way you used to suffer. Check out the other video I just posted, because I go into more details about what's going to happen to the enemies in that video. But because the majority of you guys are not going to be suffering like you used to because of the fall of your enemies, you're going to feel like a whole different person. You're going to feel free. You're going to feel fresh. You're going to, it's a fresh start for you. It's a fresh start for you. Some of you guys, you're like, wow, I'm finally getting back to myself. I don't remember the last time I felt like this. That's how you're going to feel. I don't remember the last time I felt this happy, felt like this clear mind, felt this at peace. My sleep is even better. My dreams are better. Everything is better. I can't remember the last time I felt this way. I have a message about dreams I'll post later, okay? But this is because whatever has been hindering you, the people who have been attacking you and placing these limitations and placing these strongholds on your life, these people are going to be going down, okay? And because of that, you're going to see so many chains, so many things removed from your life, Okay, so the instructions that God has been giving you for the last 6 months, 8 months, years, 2 years, you know, month, he could have been telling you this month, giving you specific instructions this month, right? Everything that he is telling you to do, you are not going to understand it now, but you are going to understand it later on. And you're going to see in the month of September that you are now operating through your purpose. You're going to see in the month of September why God told you to do certain things that he told you to do. And it's going to make so much sense. You get what I'm saying? It's going to make it's like you're going to connect the dots and be like, okay, I get it now, God. You see what I'm saying? God is prepping you. Congratulations to those who are about to walk into their purpose, who are about to receive their fresh start. I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.